1, 2. Is this on?
Historically, wrestling was an art form where secrets were heavily protected.
I think this is fake.
You think it's fake? What's that? Is that fake?
But over time, previously guarded information has become more known to the fans. Today, we'll cover various secrets that viewers get to see play out on screen, as we highlight 10 more wrestling secrets caught on camera. The role of the referee is vital, especially when it comes to signaling or relaying information. The hand squeeze is a way for the wrestler to tell the ref they're okay after a big spot.
Has suplex. Oh! Back suplex onto the chairs. And he covered so badly. Kiss the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Kevin, don't do this.
The X symbol indicates when a legit injury has taken place.
He has nothing to lose in this match.
What do you think, John? What does Sammy got to do here? Swagger's bell was wrong. Oh. And McIntyre and Sheamus. And the referee got caught in the melee as well. But it was inadvertent.
Although sometimes the X sign will be used for a worked injury. Referees can also be seen calling spots.
Oh, no, don't move!
Roman trying to make it to Sammy.
And passing on info to the talent that has been given to them in their earpieces from the gorilla position.
Oscar's going over.
Communication between wrestlers is also essential for the structure of a match.
Side slam.
Look out, look out. On up and good counter by the game. Oh my God.
Money. How are they going to get?
Laying in the weeds
Oh my
here.
God. He flipped. That bit him in the ass.
Official.
Hashtag stretcher match. Qualify for the WWE World Title match.
In modern times, it's more noticeable given the presence of HD cameras that can pick up the performers talking to one another when they're calling moves or saying things viewers aren't meant to hear or see.
Becky walked out to the apron, Lita misses.
McIntyre, another Claymore.
Can he connect? Roman in with a counter.
Guillotine, guillotine.
That being said, it can be an interesting peek behind the curtain for fans, as they're given an insight into how wrestlers work their match and secretly interact with those around them.
Again, not to beat a dead horse, but the difference maker, the power.
Ryan Shamrock.
It looked as if one time that he was actually,
Because it's a complete different match.
Choke slam, yes! Choke slam! Doing it with a tombstone! Oh, into a sleeper hold.
I'd rather be heard saying, "Hit me, mother," than saying nothing and have crickets.
Of the WWE fans here in Philadelphia. Those hostile fans in the sporting world.
Wrestlers and other personnel will also use numerous methods of non-verbal communication during a match or segment.
This way. Neither would I, but under the circumstances, maybe I'm going to say may have been the best thing.
Roman Reigns.
Various cues such as squeezing or giving the Iggy, as it's known, can be observed when watching closely.
Manhandle through the table. Double slam through the table. A big time Becky Lynch gets the win.
At the end of a match, wrestlers might choose to positively acknowledge or show appreciation to their opponent in various subtle ways.
Claymore! Claymore! Oh, we got him! Drew McIntyre! Jericho! He's got to come out!
Whispered something in my ear, and he basically said, "I love you, brother."
Guy who I always have the best matches with.
When it comes to communicating on the microphone, the WWE are infamous for scripting their promos word for word. It became more prominent during the late 2000s and has led to wrestlers forgetting their lines far more compared to the days when promos were bullet pointed.
On the biggest stage of WrestleMania, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, the People's Champ.
He was stumbling on his words like he was left out in the middle of winter. Dwayne, Rock, same person.
When I stepped into those 4 ropes.
It's 4 sides.
You got to do something about it. You got to do something here tonight. Listen, you guys need to do this.
You could hear people going, I know you forgot your life. And so they started getting kind of rowdy. So I just said, excuse me. I mean, it just caught on and people loved it.
Mick Foley once brought a SmackDown taping to standstill after he forgot his promo. The hardcore legend was forced to ask the cameraman what the next line was.
Hold on a second.
I walked over to Marty, the cameraman, and I went, Marty, I have no idea what I'm going to say.
We'll often see wrestlers getting covered in all sorts of different liquids and substances. It doesn't just soak the talent, but also the whole ringside area. But all is usually not what it seems. The liquid will typically be gimmicked to give the appearance of something it's not.
You're full of crap.
Oh my God!
Holy shit.
Well, that's one way of putting it.
For example, Kurt Angle used water mixed with food coloring to spray the alliance with milk. Although Kurt did douse himself in real milk to end this segment. And the time he brought the milk truck back in 2022.
This is utterly hilarious.
The original milk truck segment parodied Stone Cold Steve Austin giving the corporation a beer bath. 30 gallons of real beer was used and mixed with water. Austin recreated this spot with Santino Marella in 2007, where the rattlesnake accidentally sprayed some fans first before showering Santino. When Eddie Guerrero covered the Big Show in crap, water was again used, this time mixed with mud, various food particles, and smelling additives to mimic the aroma of real feces. An actual sewage truck was used and cleaned out ahead of time. Gangrel was known for spitting blood into the crowd. The blood was obviously fake, but Gangrel was always particular about the flavor he spat out.
It's stage blood, but it's a zesty man. I won't go with anything but a zesty man.
That red liquid, this ritual, the viscous.
Whenever you see fans getting directly involved with the action or angles, they are typically plants.
Come on, Granny, build him. You just give me the finger. Throw him out of here for using profanity. That's against the rules. Get out of here! Get him out of here!
They may look like regular audience members, or they tend to be independent or developmental wrestlers that often pop up as characters on screen after the fact.
Do something about this! He's assaulting the fans!
Sometimes people from the crowd will legitimately get involved though.
Just jumped into the ring. Armed security still around the but that one went by.
WCW was famous for fans getting involved in the action or jumping the rail for real.
I was watching it. Oh, look at this. Oh, and a fan headbutts Mike off.
However, the promotion turned heads when they began scripting fan run-ins with plants. Doing something like this runs the risk of real fans attempting the same and getting in on the action.
Raven is trying to leave. The fans stopped him. Someone's come out of the stands. Someone came out of the stands, walked right into the ring.
A lot of the sounds we hear during a match are amplified thanks to microphones under the ring. Meanwhile, wrestlers will provide additional sound effects by stomping their feet and slapping parts of the body. This makes it seem as though contact is being made given the noise being created. The thigh slap has become infamous due to its frequent use. That's because the sound it makes at the time of impact makes for a great visual. It's most commonly seen when performing kicking maneuvers, especially the super kick.
The ladder and call super kick on Velveteen Dream.
Some thigh slappers opt for a more subtle approach, while others don't even try to hide it.
This match may resemble a mirror images in the pump fake super kick, but another kick from Gargano.
WWE has taken various measures to censor fans.
Class from Giro.
Action like this.
The WWE could also be seen lowering and mixing the crowd volume throughout Roman Reigns' first babyface run.
Or if he's 50% or if he's 25%. That's why he's the... No question his pace favors...
Confiscate signs and subsequently eject fans for disrupting the show or distracting others with their signs.
Good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, sing it. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, sing it.
Fans wearing other wrestlers' company shirts or cosplaying as wrestlers will be either asked to change clothes or they'll be moved away from the hard camera.
Try to impress the authority.
The weed is good in Miami tonight, obviously.
We all know about some of the more offensive segments that have been taken off Peacock and the WWE Network.
And there, Susan, apparently.
But both streaming platforms are also known for editing out botches and segments. Usually the edits are so seamless you might not know the broadcast had been altered.
Trying to take that left leg away. It took me mentally right out of my game. Wilder survived. Look out now. That's good. No, he missed twice. This is even better. Look out now. Look at Kane. No, he missed. This is even better.
It's not just mistakes and risque material that gets cut though. Copyrighted music that the company doesn't have the rights for anymore will be dubbed over or the segment will be removed entirely. This includes the legendary WWF Desire videos, some of which are still intact with generic music playing over them instead of original songs from the likes of Kid Rock and Creed. Covers and parodies such as Stephanie and the Alliance singing Wind Beneath My Wings and the Rock concerts aren't safe either. ECW were famous for using music they didn't have permission for, all of which have been overdubbed on the network and Peacock. WCW, on the other hand, created rip-offs of popular songs that were so close to the source material, they've since had to be dubbed over on the network. Animals are rarely used in wrestling, since they're hard to control even if they're well trained. On the other hand, animals with little training that appear on screen can result in disaster. One of wrestling's most iconic moments featuring an animal occurred when Jake the Snake Roberts' Cobra bit Randy Savage. The Cobra had been devenomized ahead of time, and to prove this to Macho Man, Jake got the snake to bite him first backstage earlier in the day. A snake was used again years later, when Triple H came face to face with a rattlesnake in 1999. The snake was positioned behind glass to prevent them from getting at the game. The week before, Helmsy appeared to flatten a snake with a sledgehammer. However, the snake wasn't real. Perhaps the most famous animal that actually worked as a wrestler was Canadian black bear Terrible Ted. The 7-foot, 600-pounder was friends with a young Bret Hart, and just like the Hitman, Ted is renowned for not having hurt anyone during his 25-year career, since Ted was declawed, detoothed, and wore a muzzle connected to a chain. He was also highly trained between the ropes, and some of his signature moves were the snapmare, the belly-to-belly, and of course, the bear hug. Working a match versus a bear has historically been an old wrestling trope, but believe it or not, in relatively recent times, Vince McMahon had an insane idea for a bear to wrestle The Rock. This was when the WWF went public and set up a ring on Wall Street in 1999.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Thankfully, it never happened, but it's fun to imagine a bear going one-on-one with the Great One.
The branded bull versus the bear.
Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our first installment of 10 biggest wrestling secrets exposed on camera. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.